Hey everyone, and welcome to Carl's Year-End Music Review. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I'm here to talk about year 2008 in music, seeing as it's almost 2009. And before we get started, I just want to say that 2009 is obviously going to be better than 2008 because U2 is going to release their new album in 2009. But 2008 had some great moments. Most of my favorite music is probably a lot of music that most of you aren't going to recognize. But there were several big name releases that I feel like I should weigh in a little bit on, regardless. I mean, a lot near the end of the year, too. So had Kanye West release 808s and Heartbreak, which, huge departure for Kanye. It's not really even hip-hop. It's using the auto-tune thing, just a lot of singing. I mean, really interesting stuff. I haven't given it a ton of listens through, but from what I hear, definitely interesting, Kanye. I appreciate the experimentation. I like it. And, I mean, we also had the huge battle of the U2 / Radiohead / Brit Rock rip-off impersonators, Coldplay and the Killers. And hey, I mean, Coldplay released Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends and in the summer, and you know what? I am so sick of Coldplay. I am sick of them. That is such a pompous title for an album. I'm sorry. You know, not a bad album. I haven't really listened to it a lot either because mainly I just can't stand Chris Martin's over-emotive voice that just freaking gets on my nerves after a while. I did like the single Viva La Vida, but you know what, Coldplay? Just please stop being pompous. You are not the next U2. You are not the next Radiohead. You are not the best band on the face of the earth. Alright? End Coldplay rant. Thank you. Killers, on the other hand, released Day and Age, which actually I personally enjoy. I think it's a nice album. I like it. I mean, I really do. Human, it's a good single. Definitely some good stuff from the Killers. The album really loses steam after about the first 5 tracks. But, I mean, there's some good ones on there. You know, those are some of the really big releases this year. I mean, we also have the cult favorite Dragon Force releasing Ultra Beatdown, which, I mean, is great sounding, I guess. But, it's just more of the same from our favorite stuck in the 80s metal heads. Now I'm going to talk about 3 albums, well, technically 4, if you want to get into it, that, are my favorite albums of this year. Maybe not even necessarily my favorite, but just the ones that I listened to the most and I just found to be catchy, deep, thoughtful, all of the above. It's hard sometimes to listen to as much music as I would like due to the time restraints of college and all that kind of stuff. So, here we go. The first album is Anberlin, New Surrender. This is their first album on a major record label. They used to be on Tooth and Nail. Now they're on Universal. And it sounds like a major record label debut. They all shined up, all pretty, big production, nice, clean sound. A lot of great songs on here. Starting off with the Resistance, which is just bam right out of the gates, punch in the face, that kind of thing. Just some rock and roll. And Stephen Christian still has some of the best vocals I have heard on any album of any kind. The album definitely loses a little in the middle. I mean, Blame Me, and Retrace, and an unnecessary re-recording of the Feel Good Drag. Those 3 songs kind of waver around for a little bit. A lot of the songs on here are kind of the same thing Anberlin's been doing, which is kind of this pop-punk, modern rock, alternative vibe kind of thing. And it works well. I mean, I really enjoy it. And then you get to the later songs, and there's some great songs there. You can Breathe, great song, mellow, and just really peaceful. And I mean, we got Burnout Brighter, which is kind of feels a little Switchfoot-esque because it's a great song with a great message. And the album ends on a strange Miserabile Visu ex malo bonum, which I believe is Latin. Can't really tell you what it means, but not quite as epic as Finn from Cities, which if you've ever listened to that album and heard that song, you know what I'm talking about. The little children's choir in the back, and like Stephen Christian just like wailing and like this big guitar and just crashing cymbals and all that. This album closer, a little different, but still pretty powerful. It starts off really slow and creepy, and then just bam, hits into this "we'll look to the eastern sky," like kind of when the world ends, apocalyptic like message. And, man, finishes off well, not as well as Finn. I mean, before that, there's some great fun songs like "Young Life" and "Height Street," and just, you know, solid effort from Anberlin. And next, I mean, the classic crime, The Silver Cord. This album just, you know what, kind of took me by surprise. Their debut album, Albatross, was a punk kind of thing, a little pop punk, just rock. A lot of hooks, a lot of catchy stuff, great music that it just, you want to listen to it over and over again. And Silver Cord is a lot different. Silver Cord is almost a concept album. The first song is The End, and it ends with The Beginning. It's kind of a tale of someone coming from addiction, from suicidal thoughts. I mean, on grave digging, the third song. It's a crazy ride through with hand claps and just heavy guitar and just digging my own grave tonight. I mean, just heavy stuff. And the album just progresses throughout until it nears the end. And the last song, The Beginning, A Simple Seed, might be my favorite song this year. Just so hopeful, so beautiful, so catchy, beautiful lyrics, just everything comes together in the song, and it's an awesome song. Made a great album. So you know what, check that out. I encourage you to check that out. Next, Thrice, with the Alchemy Index Volumes 3 and 4. This is the second part of their 4-part recording of the Elements. In 2007 they came out with Fire and Water, and there's some heavy songs on Fire, some electronic songs on Water. Great job, enjoy that. But let me tell you, it sounds a lot better when you add them all together, and Air and Earth just complete the package. And maybe not Thrice's best albums, definitely not Arts in the Ambulance and Visu, still better, but who's doing this? Who is making music like this in the scene that Thrice is in? There are a lot of talented indie bands out there making great music, great concept albums, that kind of stuff. Who is making albums about the Elements in the punk-ish, hard rock, post-hardcore scene? Who is doing that? No one. Thrice is. And this album is full of awesomeness. I mean, you got Broken Lungs from Air, and Daedalus, and Silver Wings, just, oh man, and Dustin Kensrud, the lead singer, his vocals are incredible. If you listen to Water, you will understand. You listen to Air, you're going to understand. He can do everything. He's screaming on Fire, he's all mellow on Water, he's doing both on Air. On Earth, he's like in this acoustic, folksy, I'm just singing about my grandma and my life kind of mode, and you know what? It's awesome. It's sweet. And, I mean, Earth, packing up the same. It's just the same as Air. I mean, we got some great songs like Digging My Own Grave, Come All You Weary. What a great song. I mean, just starts off slow acoustic, and the end it's the whole band. The only time on Earth the whole band is together. Just Come All You Weary, I Will Give You Rest. It's like just, boo, powerful, powerful. And to top that off, Thrice, easily my artist of the year regardless, releases Live at the House of Blues. This is a whole show on CD. Most bands that release live albums, they take from a show, they got like half the show on there. 25 songs of Thrice live goodness. Live goodness, yeah, I said it. And then a DVD with the whole show. And man, who does this? Who releases this, then this, same year? So like, Thrice, kudos, baby. You guys are awesome, and you care about your fans, and you make freaking great music, and there needs to be more artists like you. And you know, those are some of the albums I really enjoyed. I'm looking forward to U2's No Line on the Horizon, March 3rd. Set your calendars, buy it, make them go multi-platinum the first day. I love U2, sorry. If you see this video, you know what? Post a response to it. Say, hey, these are my favorite albums, this is my favorite music, this is what I think has been going on in music this year. Tell me about it. Post a response. So I hope all you guys had a great musical 2008, and I hope you have a great musical 2009.